Okay, so talking about the first responders training, the reason why we came up with the first responders training is because we want to change the narrative of people who are at the scene of an accident, instead of just taking pictures, you know, and posting on social media, which by itself is not a bad thing, because sometimes, you know, emergency organizations pick it up on social media and respond. But we want a situation where at the scene of that emergency, between when the accident or whatever emergency happens, between say 1 to 5 minutes, there is someone there at the scene of the accident responding to that emergency. That is why we came up with the first responders training. Now, what does it entail? It entails people being taught how to administer first aid at the scene of an emergency, how to administer CPR, and not just for accidents alone. You have a situation where maybe you're at the pool with the kids, or, you know, by yourself, and someone is drowning. You know what to do. Or in cases of people who have asthma attacks, you also know what to do. Or in cases of a fire incident, you also know what to do. Now, aside from that, we also inculcated what is called the crowd control. The reason for the crowd control is because aside from administering your first aid, you also want to be able to make people stay away from the victim or victims at the scene of an emergency. Because when you have a lot of people at that scene, you might not be able to know what to do at the moment or at the exact time. So you want to, we are adding that crowd control to it, such that when you get to the scene, the first thing you want to do is to be able to know what to do with the crowd gathering at that scene. So once you do that, you can then administer your first aid, CPR, as the case may be. Now, at the end of the training, you'll be certified by the American Heart Association. That certification lasts you for 2 years, and we expect that after that you recertify after 2 years. And the process of the training is actually very rigorous. There is nobody that will take that training and come back the same. You want to save lives. You will always want to save life. It will, in fact, it will be as if you expect an accident to be somewhere so that you help save the life of the, you know, victims. Because the other day, before I got my certification, it was a rainy day. The rain was very heavy that day, and I was on Ikorodu Road. There was an accident. I'm like, oh gosh, I wish I had my certificate, because I didn't want a situation where maybe I'm trying to help save this person's life, and then police comes up and say, oh, you have killed this person. Maybe at the time I got there, the person was already dead. I was just trying to help. So because I didn't have my ID card at that time, I didn't bother, because it hurt me, because I knew that I could help. But because I didn't have my ID card, I don't want any situation where, because we don't have good Samaritan laws in Nigeria. If we had good Samaritan laws in Nigeria, it would have been another, you know, it would have been easier. But I didn't have my ID card, so I moved on. And there's been a lot of cases like that where people see emergencies and they just walk away. They want to help, but they can't. Because first of all, maybe they are not certified, or yes, they are certified, but they are scared that they'll be harassed by the police. And that is the reason why Nigerian police is part of the stakeholders we have involved in this first responders training, so that they are aware that there are people being trained by Health Emergency Initiative to be certified first responders. So when incident happens like that and they show their ID card, they are aware that these people are trained by, you know, the Health Emergency Initiative. At the end of the day, what we want to achieve is that more lives are saved, and our project None Should Die, that covers for vulnerable people, accident victims, will reduce, because we have a lot of cases of None Should Die. It's better to do a preventive course than to do more curative, because what we do with None Should Die is more curative than preventive. So now we want to change the narrative from curative to preventive. That way we are able to save money, we save more lives, we empower a lot of people, because after the training you can actually go a step further and become a paramedic. And we work hand in hand with the FRSC, the LASAMBOS, LASEMA, Ministry of Health, Lagos State Ministry of Health, and most of all the general hospitals in Lagos. So please, if you are interested in becoming a lifesaver, join HEI today and let's save lives together. Thank you.